The ancient bus, its engine humming a weary tune, carried the exhausted students back for the deep, shadowy forests of the Pacific Northwest. It was well past midnight, a time when the world belonged to silence and secrets. Inside, the heavy veil of exhaustion had fallen over almost everyone, leaving them lost in restless sleep. Without warning, a deer, a fleeting shadow of life, dashed across the path, forcing the bus to a screeching, shuddering halt that violently jolted every soul awake. After a tense, breathless moment, the driver, Joe, his heart still pounding, guided the bus back onto the dark, lonely road. But one student, Liam, sat bolt upright, a knot of growing unease tightening in his stomach. He was sure he noticed a strange, lightning-struck tree, its silhouette clawing at the sky, and then, 20 agonizing minutes later, he saw the exact same monster shape slide past his window again. "Sir," he whispered, his voice trembling, "we're driving in circles." The tired teacher simply dismissed it, blaming the hypnotic effect of a dark forest. But then the headlights illuminated a wrecked, rusty truck on the shoulder, a landmark they had already passed. The panic in the bus became a tangible, chilling thing. Another teacher, Mr. Hayes, his face pale, stood and spoke the dreaded legend aloud. "It's the Ridge Phantom," he declared, his voice hollow, "a spirit that feeds on fear and confusion, trapping lost souls on the same cursed stretch of road forever." The worst fear was confirmed as a frantic glance at the fuel gauge showed the needle trembling deep in the red. Suddenly, a miracle. We were breaking the trees, the warm, inviting lights of a small town twinkled like false stars. Mr. Hayes gasped in disbelief. "That's my hometown of Oakwood, but that's impossible. It's hours from here." Liam tried to warn them, his voice rising in desperation. "It's a trick. Don't stop." But Mr. Hayes, overwhelmed by the hauntingly perfect mirage of home, insisted they stop for safety. As they rolled into the streets of Oakwood, an eerie, unnatural silence hung thick in the air. A crowd of shadowy, featureless figures was gathered outside Mr. Hayes' childhood home, their silent mourning more terrifying than any sound. A one-eyed elder emerged, raising a bony finger to point directly at Mr. Hayes. Your guilt has brought you back." The Phantom had masterfully crafted a personal nightmare from his deepest fears and regrets. The mob of shadows converged, and the students could only watch in paralyzed horror, trapped behind the glass. In a desperate final move, Joe slammed the gas and the bus lurched forward, crashing through the illusory crowd to escape the nightmare town. They found themselves right back on the same endless road, their trust in each other now shattered. It was then that Liam stood, a terrifying calm about him, and revealed the terrible truth. "The Phantom isn't out there," he said, a cruel smile playing on his lips. "It's in here. It possessed one of us first." Suspicion instantly curdled into raw, violent chaos within the cramped bus. When the struggle ended, Chloe was the last one standing. Liam rose, his eyes now pulsating with a vile, unnatural green light. The entity, finally bored of its charade, revealed it had been him all along, feasting on their terror. But Chloe's eyes, sharp with survival, caught a crucial detail, a class ring glinting on his finger, a token the real Liam would have died before moving. With her last ounce of courage, she didn't strike at the monster, but at the stolen memory it wore. She slashed at the ring. The entity howled, not in pain, but in violation, as it was violently expelled from its host, dissolving into a shrieking black mist that was sucked out into the dying night. As the first true rays of the sun broke over the ridge, painting as fine hues of golden orange, the curse loop was finally broken.